Well, hello everybody. This is a video actually for a group who get involved in car camping. I've seen a lot of videos of people doing adaptations to big estate cars, vans and all that kind of stuff. But it's not a huge amount of information of what you can possibly do for little cars. I've got a SKODA FABIA Mk1. It's small. And the only way that I can do it really is to, once I get to where I'm going, I can push the driver's seat right forward, push the back forward, and then in a minute I show the adaption where I put the lengths of wood in the back, and then I can pull a piece up and such like. I've made an adaption so that I can extend the back into where the car seat used to be. Before we get started, this is Ellie. This is the dog who goes car camping with me. She wanted to get on the video. So well, I'm going to show you all these bits and bobs, and you don't have to be a joiner or an upholsterer to do it. So jump on board with me. Right, at the moment you'll see me wobbling about a bit. Every 8 or 9 months, my lower back here, it twinges really badly. It's don't fully go, otherwise I won't be walking around, but I've had some painkillers this morning, and hopefully now that's going to be able to get me mobile. It don't last long. But I thought I've been wanting to do this for ages, and I've suddenly got the time to do it, so I'm going to do it. Right, this is the main piece of wood. It's just a piece of flat board, as you can see, and it's got these bits of wood on it, and some down here. Look, can you see? Can you see? It's a bit further down. There, these bits of wood down here. Which will become relevant in a bit. So it's that piece there, the long piece, you're showing them, Ellie, and then we've got this piece here, which has also got, so you can see how I've done it. As long as the screws aren't coming through the other side, we're more or less good to go. And I've just used bits of wood that I found in my shed. Really, I mean, I had this piece of wood left from a project I was doing on my shed wall, and these pieces of wood from when I put my pagoda up in my garden. So that cost me nothing. The sponge cost me some money. I got that from Dunelm. And then this material is just some cheap covers. I got these to match the colour of more or less of the car, being blue. And I got these from Tesco's. They're just Tesco quilt covers and sheets, and it all matched. So it's easier to deal with sponge when all you've got to do, as in this sponge here, all you've got to do is put the sponge inside the quilt cover, and then cut it to size, and then turn it inside out, sew it all the way around the edge, and then you've got a. You're gonna jump up and show them. Come on, Ellie. Yeah, that's it. I'll try and get her as involved as I can. Oh dear. And then all you got to do is turn it inside out, sew it around the inside, and then turn it back again. I mean, I don't worry about taking these off and cleaning them, but if you wanted to, you could put a zip down one edge. But I'm not a seamstress, so. It does what I want, and I just wipe it down every now and again, don't I? Eh? Well, there she is, and some people might say, how on earth can you turn a little SKODA FABIA into some kind of camper that you can use? Don't get me wrong, there's not a huge amount of room, but you know, I think some people will be impressed as to what you can do. Right, you can see there the boot, not huge, and it's got the stuff inside. Everything in there is what I'm going to need for if my car breaks down. It's got new plugs and such like, and everything I need. First aid kit, and then it's got some stuff in there. It's like a little awning that I can put on the side. If I get time, I'll show you that as well. Little awning I put outside the car. So first things first, take that out. It's out of the way. Get all this stuff out of the boot, and we'll go from there. First things first. So it's an old car, I've got some marks and stuff on the seat. I'm not bothered, don't bother me. First things first, that pulls up, pulls forward, and underneath here, obviously every car's going to be different, but it's so easy with old FABIA to take seats out. So that one comes out, so that's gone. And then the back pulls forward, the clip pulls off, and then this, he says, this will be interesting with my back as it is. There she goes. That just comes out. Again, that's really easy. Normally it's a lot faster than that, it's just I can't bend over there very well at the moment. And so straight away, we've got all that room there. But in order to give myself more room, I'm going to wind the seat straight all the way forward. So imagine I've driven to where I'm going, and now I'm going to set up. So I'm going to push the seat forward. If I'm doing this normally, it takes so much less time, it's crazy. I'm going to pop round and pull that seat forward. There you go. So I've got all that extra room there now. So while I'm driving normally and the back seat's in, or even when this whole system's set up, this is the other small back seat, and that's got Ellie's harness in the back. Now that harness and that cover, that bed, could be put in front once I'm there. So if I want to drive anywhere once I'm there, or do anything, because she likes to be back, because I've got these screens and she don't like to see too much at road. So once I get there, all I've got to do is take that out and put it up front seat. Take her harness off, it says. For some reason it's not letting me. That's it, the harness off. This seat just pulls up and forward, so, and just drops in. And these again come out if I want them to. That's if I want them to. Yeah, and then this other seat, I'm going to do that. This is a quick video, this is not produced properly. It's just for people who want to see what I'm doing. That seat lid comes off. Hopefully it should, yeah, that's it, it's gone down. So you see that's all gone down now, alright? And this head rest can go down into there, he says. I've got the other bags in there and stuff at the moment, so yeah, there you go. Right, so it's time to put some stuff in. Right, do you remember these? This clogger wood, and they're the staples, you see. I think you can get these at Lidl and you can get them at Argos and all sorts of places for the industrial staplers. That's all I've done all the way around it. And then this piece here just drops in there, as you can see, and that's almost the same level as that. Now the next bit is pretty simple. Down here, obviously, the base is not going to go in very well with this here. So all I have to do is get this and just pop it on that. No, it'll be different for all cars. For this, it's easy. For some reason, everybody in the dog's out today. And true to form, just as I start to do it, it starts to rain. Right, so this is now the next piece to go in. And what I've done with this is I've just measured up on each one the height to bring it up to scratch. So can you see, it's all level right up to the back, and that seat now down, I wonder if I'll go down a little bit more to take that thing out the back. Yeah, just open it up. We don't mind a little bit of rain now, that's about as good as that's going to go, but that's alright. Close that. So you can see we've got that. So like I said before, all we've done is put those coddles of wood on there to bring it up so it's all level in the back. Right, I'm now going to go and get the mattress and put that in. You'll see now that I've made the mattress the same shape. There's some mattress is just thin sponge, about 2 inches, and it's been covered, like I said before, in a quilt cover, so it matches the base. That's the sheet, because it came as a set, some bits and bobs on there, and that's the quilt cover, so it all comes the same colour. And there you go. So there you can see that if I need to drive, all I'll go do is pop the little shelf thing down. Yeah. Roll my seat back. And that's it. You see it? It says. See how that works? But I'm not so much bothered about my privacy, so all I've got in the windows is just these window blinds to keep sun out for kids and such like, with privacy back. But I use this as like a tiny little foyer area. So if I come back from walking with my boots on, I can just sit inside here, take my boots off and everything, clean my boots, or I can get my towel from down there and clean dog's feet and all that kind of stuff. And then use this like that. So I've also got a tap, and I'll show you that as well while I've got time. So that's my little outdoor setup, next to nothing to it. There's a ground tap, ceiling tap above my head, keep rain off, and some guy ropes and some poles, and I'll show you how I put that on. Well, I managed to go online because there's nothing on here. On these old SKODAs, they've got this really weird connection system, and I didn't want to be driving around with a roof rack on and stuff, messing about, and I couldn't get it wide enough, so I went and got these glass suckers, and I cleaned the roof, and I'll put one of these on, with a little carabiner. And I'll measure it down. You know, this end. Oh, I might have to go up over that way. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Well, this happens. At least you get to see how these work now. That's how simple that is. There you go, it's stuck onto the roof. Another thing I've done is, you know these magnet fishing, people who go magnet fishing, they get these magnets, and I've put a piece of material on there so it doesn't damage the car, and I've just put it in the middle. You know, pull my neck that way for it. I can pull this up here, stick it on there, and that's going to jim it on in the middle so I get a little bit extra wind. This is not a very good tarp, eventually I'm going to be getting a better quality one. I've actually got some, but they're on military styled. Then underneath, my other one. I'm doing this quickly, so I'll just peg it out here so we don't get it. But then I've also got another bag that I use when I go out with dog, which has got a chair, a little blanket to lay on, dog chews, water, everything. So I can incorporate that into this as well. So I mean, if I'm in a lay-by, I'm not going to use this, am I? Only for a short period of time, you know, just to keep sun off. But this is the bag that I use when I'm with Ellie, my dog. And in here, so this is always in car. got this. That's like a hypothermic blanket, but also something you can lay on. And this is that little G4 chair. This is amazing. So all these things I need, they've got a coat and a food and little seat pads and all sorts in there. So all I've got to do is undo this. And put that on top of this tarp. So we've got like a blanket down. Ellie's bed on. So you can have a little sleep. And my chair. And this chair is this. I'll keep it on while I put this up. I advise anybody to get one. See how small it is, just went in that little backpack that I used to walk it dog. It's so quick to put up. And obviously with this, we've got somewhere to come out and cook if I want to use my little cooker or whatever. So that goes like that. Get out here in a minute. Can you still see me? I want you to see this. And this. On there. I mean, if you wanted something like this for your car, it's not going to take much room up in back. You've got all the stuff you need to take. I mean, perfect. So, the front bit just looks like any other one really. That's it. That's it. Into here. Go on. Into there. Then I've got a chair. There's even a little bag there somewhere. It's underneath there anyway. I can put it in. And you would think for how light it is, everything laid here, how light it is, it won't be safe, but it's really safe. There's lots of room above my head. Get these poles on Amazon. Just look for bushcraft shelter poles and get them on there. I'm going to get a better heavy duty tarp. The rain's trying to start again, but we don't care, do we? Right, I'm going to show you how much room there is in back at car now, because this is for just like sitting out in an afternoon, or I could just sleep out here if I wanted at night if it were really warm in my sleeping bag. Right, so here I come along. How do you do? I sit in here, take my shoes off onto the tarp, or just put them inside there. It's on a bit of a slap down hill at the moment, so it makes it awkward. But I would have my sleeping bag or my quilt in here, and I have my pillow up here. I'm 6'2", and I've got about 3-4 inches at the bottom of my feet. And at night time, if I want to, I can just pull that up and crack window open, or I can open window on the door. Right next to me on the Mk1 FABIA is where the power supply is. So I've got the radio, I can charge my phone. I've got all this room here to put stuff in. Ellie can sleep here, keep stuff here. I can sit up, I can just sit against the back. I could even have a little telly or something fitting there. Loads of room down here to store food, bits and bobs. I hope this has been of some use to some people. It was just an idea that I came up with. I've seen some things like it, but nothing exactly the same, as you're not going to do. And I'll just give you a once 360 around it and see what you think. Another thing I'd advise people to take if you are going, in that bag in front I've got the dog first aid kit, by the way. I've got water for her, I've got everything she needs, and she's always on a harness in car. One of these, this is a waterproof seat cover.
So if for whatever reason dog gets disgusting, or if you get yourself in a mess or fall in a river or whatever, whatever it is, you can just put that over your front seat or your driver's seat. Seems like a good option to me at the time. This car's had some right hammer, but I love it to bits. It's just literally just gone through a test. So you can see there, that's how it works, people. Obviously I could use that door if I want to, but I don't need to because I've got that there and I can sit on there to get in, so I'm not really messing my bed space up. You get me? I didn't purposely colour code my clothes to the car, by the way. It just happened. But you know what I mean? Well, you need a bit of food. I mean, and if I wanted to, I could just put all that back in its bag, because it all goes in a bag, and chuck it in here or in front seat, put dog in front seat with harness on, and go to chip shop. What I want to do. You get it? Look at all that space under there for storage. Loads of space. Loads of space underneath there as well, actually underneath the bed itself. Loads of space. And that's the mechanism. It's just a piece of wood on an hinge, by the way. I didn't point that out. Piece of wood on an hinge. So when I get that like that, all I've got to lift it up and push that piece of wood out, and it's all solid. So there's hinges there, there's hinges underneath, and this drops down. So when I'm driving to get to a place, I don't have to have this up. Do you follow me? Then that just drops down to support it. So easy to make. Anybody could do this, really. Anybody. And then obviously got this little area at this side, so me and dog can sit out on an afternoon on a campsite, or well, she's a bit antisocial like, but we animals. She loves people, but don't get on with animals. She's a rescue dog. So we can have a lay down in the afternoon if we want. Put my sleeping bag it back, or a quilt, or whatever I want. She's even got her own sleeping bag, by the way. She's a posh dog. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed this. If I come up with any ideas, I'll put them on, and I'm sorry it's taken a while to get this video on. I'm just hoping now that people in group allow it to go on. I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel anyway, so it can either go on as a link or a full video. Right guys.